Thank you for purchasing The Secrets to Anxiety-Free Life. We hope you enjoy it. The aim of this audiobook is to help bring to light the cause of anxiety and how to overcome it. The mind is powerful. What we think has the power to manifest as an experience in our life. The root of anxiety is an anticipation of something negative that will occur. Anxiety uses our imagination against us. Our mind paints a picture where there is something to fear and something we wish to avoid because we don't want to experience it. Anxiety is an innocent reaction that is going on within us from our fight and flight response. But it is very draining and challenging to be going through this. If you are living with this, there is much compassion and sympathy for you. I know how hard it can be at times. The intensity of anxiety can be unbearable. No one understands what is going on inside you, and it's hard to express yourself and bring up to others. Anxiety is real and should be addressed because it can negatively affect your work and relationships. So thank you for listening today. Let's begin the transformation to experiencing an anxiety-free life. We will be discussing various methods and solutions that can be used in everyday life. Each chapter will focus on a specific method. But first, let's discuss why this is happening from a different perspective so you have a better understanding of what is going on. Anxiety at its core is an unwanted energy and feeling. Where do all feelings arise from? The answer is feelings arise from what our minds are thinking about and what we perceive to be good and bad. The great thing about this is that the anxious feeling and energy that we don't like can leave just as fast as it came. Chapter 1: Diet and Exercise. Anxiety is not something you have to live with forever. It is manageable. There are practical solutions as well as mindset shifts that can be done to overcome the feeling. The two most practical methods of helping your anxiety are diet and exercise. This may seem obvious, but they are extremely important and make a big difference. Eating the proper diet helps the brain and nervous system. Lacking certain nutrients such as magnesium or B vitamins play a big role in how we feel. It is essential to eat a diet low in artificial sugar and high in amino acids and nutrients by eating natural foods such as fruits and vegetables. Too much sugar can make the system have highs and lows that lead to not only anxiety but symptoms of depression. Not enough amino acids and vitamins also cause a deficiency where the body cannot perform at its best, and certain side effects result such as bad mood. Your body needs the proper substances to make endorphins and feel-good neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin that help boost well-being and calm anxiety. The next practical step to implement in your life if the goal is to overcome anxiety is to perform high-intensity cardio exercises. This burns excess energy and relaxes the body and mind. Regular exercise that exhausts the system of excess anxious energy can be a tremendous benefit to feeling better. In situations that once may have made you feel anxious and stressed, you may find you are more calm, relaxed, and confident. Quick tip to feel calm. Consider taking a small dose of magnesium if you feel extra anxious or if you seem to be having a panic attack. This can help calm the system quickly. Remember to only take small amounts. Some of the bottles you find in stores have way too much per pill dosage. Consult with an expert nutritionist or dietitian to get the proper dosing for all your needed vitamins/amino acids that your body needs to function at its best. Quick tip to boost energy. Consider taking B12 vitamins to boost energy levels. It is common for people to be low in this vitamin. Whether it is finding foods that have more in it or taking a supplement to increase levels, you may notice a difference in energy levels after taking for a few days. It gives you the energy to exercise and stay active, which is crucial to remove stress and anxiety. Chapter 2: Subconscious Mind and Thoughts. The mind has tricked us into feeling anxious. It does this by slowly programming our subconscious over time. Anxiety does not start out bad, it progressively gets worse. We are told to avoid and resist fear at all costs, which unfortunately just makes things worse, because we end up having a panic attack when we are forced to experience what we are aiming to avoid. So instead, let us clear away any thoughts that are associated with what we want to avoid. Do not tell your mind what you fear. The more you tell your brain what you fear and wish to avoid, the more we are programming our subconscious into having an anxious reaction when it happens. The faster you can catch yourself when the mind starts spiraling and chattering about a negative or fearful perception or expectation, the faster the feeling of anxiety will start to disappear and not arise in the first place. Choose the path of least resistance. We do this by intentionally not resisting anything. We observe life, and if any thoughts arise, just let them pass freely and accept everything as it is, as it arises. There is power in acceptance. You start to see how much energy was being drained from trying to avoid, resist, and change outcomes. And when this mindset of non-resistance is adopted as a way of being, it is truly freeing and can provide profound peace. By knowing we are not solely our thoughts are just a part of our experience, we can then create a separation of who we are to what we are thinking about. We can identify with the underlying awareness of our experience rather than solely the content that goes on in the mind. This separation then becomes the path to feeling peaceful, because it gives us the option at any time to separate from content that is causing us to feel anxious or feared. It is almost like adopting a meditation-like state, but while functioning in everyday life. And we do this for the same reason people meditate, and that is to experience peace. At the same time, intentionally make the claim and agreement to yourself that everything is good. Every experience is good. Every outcome is good. And everything happens for a reason. And accept this as being true. Get in the habit of watching your thoughts in day-to-day life. Observation leads to a great understanding of how powerful our thoughts influence how we feel. When the mind gets caught up in negative thinking, catch it as soon as you can and say the word surrender, or another trigger word of your choice. This trigger word is said internally as a reminder that you have caught yourself in a negative thinking pattern, and the word acts as a transformer and friendly reminder to go back to non-resisting and thinking positive and accepting everything as it is, with no intense expectation or wanting to change anything. Getting rid of anxiety is all about retraining your subconscious. Anticipate only good things happening in your future. Expect good things with consistency. With whatever it is that you fear the most, associate that with a positive feeling within you, even if it is the feeling of anxiety itself. Whatever you fear, tell yourself internally you love it, it feels good, and you look forward to it and are excited about it. So that way, if the event or situation occurs that would normally cause you to feel anxious, you have now associated it with a positive feeling, and your subconscious will tell your brain to release endorphins rather than stress hormones at that time. Use the power of imagination to imagine feeling good in a situation that has caused you anxiety in the past. We already do this automatically when we are anxious about something, but we usually imagine feeling bad in the event or situation that we believe will trigger us. So instead, we intentionally imagine the opposite and feeling really good and calm. Breathe deeply and calmly while imagining to create a reassuring, peaceful experience. Chapter 3: What is fear? Fear restricts joy. It affects our physical appearance, health, and body. Fear damages the immune system, relationships, social life, work productivity, yet we still have a tendency to hold onto our fears as if we are protecting them. This is due to it being a part of our survival instincts. The ego believes by fearing, it is keeping us alive and safe on some level. And if we look deep enough, we may believe if we let go of fear, we are making ourselves vulnerable in some way that could negatively affect us. Some fears may be conscious that we are aware of, but there are also fears that are suppressed and repressed. In the process of letting go of fear, we have to make an inner agreement with ourselves that it is okay to let go of fear itself. We are safe. fear itself was never protecting us. It is only hurting us and making our life a non-desirable experience that we seek to escape from. At the core of all fears is the fear of death. It may be of some relief to know that death is only a transition. Research the countless near-death experiences on YouTube by following the channel called The Other Side NDE to see first-hand experiences of what happens to our spirit when it leaves the body. By overcoming the fear of death, it helps lessen the hold of all other fears we have in our life. We do have the ability to let go of all fears instantly, and when we do, we may enter a fearless state where you feel complete freedom. Enjoy this feeling, but we can still be careful without being fearful. Our lives are valuable and important, and being safe and cautious without carrying the mindset of fear in us is the right path to take. It is just an unwanted energy. And becoming free from anxiety comes down to asking yourself, what is the best way to not hold any of this negative energy in me? We can replace fear with an intention to be a good person to ourselves and love and care for other people through compassion and relating with others. We can see everyone is going through the struggles of life and have empathy for them, as well as yourself. It is true that we have tried our best in every situation. Forgive yourself for any mistakes that were made and move on from the past. If we set our intention on how we can help people, rather than fearing other people's opinion of us, then life will begin to transform from the state of fear to the state of love. Chapter 4: The Power of Love. So far we have talked about methods such as non-resistance, self-awareness, acceptance, positive thinking, changing perception, how to reprogram the subconscious using imagination and thoughts, but now we will discuss the most powerful method of all. And that is by using a higher energy. Anxiety and fear are energies. Fear is not a very powerful energy if you could calculate it on an algorithmic scale. But it is very exhausting and debilitating. This last method is about overwhelming the anxiety with an even more powerful energy than fear. And that is using the power of love. Love is the strongest energy in the universe, and you have it at your disposal. This is the most amazing thing about life we often forget. You know when you are looking at a pet you love, or a child or parent, and you feel a sense of peace. That loving energy is always available to you, and it sprouts from the intention of our heart. The mind tells us that it is only appropriate to release love from ourselves at certain times. This is a falsehood and an illusion that only restricts this beautiful energy from our experience. When we release love, fear and anxiety have no chance. Anytime you feel fearful or anxious, intentionally release love from your being. It may not feel easy at first, but practice, and this will be the game changer in your life that you have been waiting for. If you have social anxiety and you feel anxious when talking to others, love them while you are talking, and you will instantly feel a shift in how it feels. Whatever you are looking at, love it so overwhelmingly, unconditionally, and passionately by the very intention to do so. This is where your power is. The only way to reach this state is to drop all judgments of others. This method of living with unconditional love will wash away the fear and replace it with a pleasant energy that uplifts your soul rather than drains it. Chapter 5: Affirmations. Use affirmations on a daily basis to your advantage and say things such as I am calm, I am love, I am peaceful, I am happy, I am content, I am fearless, I am free of anxiety, I am abundant, and I am confident. Saying I am before the statement commands it into your experience. It is a good habit to say it before bed so that the subconscious mind can do its work while you are sleeping, so you wake up full of positive energy. These are all methods to reprogram the subconscious, self-view, and repetitive thoughts and change your dominating inner feeling and energy. Do these practices with consistency to see results take effect in your life. I hope you have found enjoyment from this audiobook, and you have taken something from this that can help your life. I wish you peace and wellness.